Yo, what is going on? Forza Milan, guys. Welcome to another edition of Milan Daily. We're going to go through the AC Milan news and find out what happened today, what the voices are. There are some interesting updates. There are some interesting links that have emerged, and very excited about them because some of these names, guys, if they do manifest themselves some way, somehow in that AC Milan roster, the future looks very good. Future looks very good. What is up, Christian? How you doing, my friend? Forza Milan, Axuli 7. Forza Milan. Guys, right away, we do have Light joining us. He's going to join us in a second. But right away, guys, check this out. Straight off the bat, AC Milan feel confident that they can get two deals over the line as talks with agent George Mendes continues, according to one journalist. Speaking on Carlo Pellegati's Instagram account, Carlo Laudiza is basically the guy that does all the transfer market stuff for La Gazzetta dello Sport. Gazzetta dello Sport being the biggest sports newspaper in Italy. Carlo Diaz, does he have clout? Is he reliable? Well, I don't know. It's up to you. Spoke about the negotiations for the renewal of winger Rafael, and he also confirmed that RossonARI's interest in Renato Sanches, plus the notion that talks are on over him. Now, these are reports that works are in progress for both the renewals of Teo Hernandez and Ismael Bennacer, very good, both expiring in 2024, but Leao as well. The Ford's agent is the same as Renato Sanches, George Mendes, and talks with him have been going on for a few weeks. There's positive news to report because after the offer of the RossonARI management, there was a counter bid from Mendes, and while there's still no agreement, there are signs that things are heading in the right direction. Okay. In the same way, there is a pact for Renato Sanches, as per the journalist. The Portuguese international has a deal expiring with Lille in 2023, and he could be the man who comes in to succeed Frank Kessie with Milan. Being optimistic they can land him. Now, there's other journalists also today that have been talking about this, and it seems like Milan is going to go all in for Renato Sanches. It seems like Renato Sanches is good with the transfer to Milan. He would be happy to come to Milan. I think he would also be happy to go to Arsenal. He would also be happy to go to Arsenal. So it's one of the two, and I think we can land him. I think we can land him. Kessie at this point, guys, is I don't think he's signing. I think Kessie is done. That story is over. So Renato Sanches coming to Milan will be a fantastic signing because Renato Sanches plays. He talks the Milan language when it comes to football. So this would be a fantastic signing. He's aggressive. He has international experience. I think he won a Euro. He's already had experience with top level clubs, and he's 24. He's the perfect profile because remember, guys, if you're getting rid of Kessie, you can't just replace Kessie with, a midfielder that does not have that kind of reliability. You need someone that, if you're taking away Kessie out of the picture, you need to bring someone in that is just as good or even more impactful. So it has to be a name that it can't be a name that we don't know. It has to be a name that already has shown the world what he can do. Renato Sanches, for where Milan is, as far as their limitations are, for as far as wages, as far as price tag, as far as the relationship between the clubs, as far as the relationship between the management, because the owners both own the club, and Renato Sanches price tag. So let's see. George Mendes being involved in this operation. He has Rafael Leao to deal with AC Milan too. So there's a lot of connections there that could end up being great. And if we land Renato Sanches, guys, we will not regret. We will not miss Kessie. Forza Milan Dom. Kessie did us a favor. Also, Spurs want him in the winter market. And yes, correct. And this is another reason why there seems to be a little bit of an aggressive push now towards the Renato Sanches thing. It looks like that Conte wants Kessie. Wants Kessie. So we will see. We'll see, guys. Roy, didn't you say Pobega is 3 times better than Kessie? Yeah, I think Pobega, when Pobega will be Kessie's age, he'll be 3 times better. But Pobega still has a few years to go. Wasn't today the day? I see nothing happen right now, but shit always goes crazy after the stream ends. Right, guys. We have to put these journalists. We have to see if they're talking shit or not, because these guys claim to know a lot of things, claim to have all these inside sources, and then they give you dates. So let's see, because this is what makes their reputations. You said that in this day something is going to happen. Well, I gotta say, if I went to, a lot of news today has come out regarding transfer market. I mean, we are definitely going towards the end, you know, towards the end of the week of the January. So this is where all the deals are probably going to be happening, because this is where teams are going to lower their prices. There's going to be more pressure to finish the deals. So I mean, it is normal that it is going to be towards the end that things are going to be happening the most. But yeah, Pellegatti did say January 20th was going to be some sort of D-Day as far as the transfer market. All we got today so far is rumors and links. Maybe the most closest thing to being official is that Pellegrini is going to be a Milan player, and then we're going to send him out to Torino. But yeah, 100%. Few AC fans are saying we need a striker. What do you feel of Beto from Udinese or Raspadori? If we need a striker, let's go for Belotti. Let's go for Belotti, because if we need a striker, let's bring Pellegrini to Torino, and let's bring Belotti to Milan. How about that? Raspadori, guys, is not coming in January. If you want to get Raspadori, you have to pay Sassuolo 40 million, more or less, maybe. That's what we're going to ask. Something like that. Raspadori is a youngster. I saw him play the other day against Empoli. Dude, this guy is the real deal. Raspadori is not just a name. He is built like a freaking tank, by the way. He's a low center of gravity, but built like a tank. You cannot push him off the ball. His legs are like trees, are like logs. And he is talented. He can move a ball left, right. He can send you dancing. He can send you dancing left and right, and then he's got the curler shot. He's always attacking. Raspadori is the real deal. So Raspadori is not going to be easy. Bet, on the other hand, maybe a little bit easier. But Beto is not very impressive, aside from his just physical aggressive nature. Footballing wise, I don't know. We need a little bit more than Beto. Honestly, Tonali is our Kessie replacement. If we call back Pobega and Ali, I think we'll be pretty good for next season. I think Tonali is going to actually take that role. Absolutely. Pobega and Ali are two players that are still in a phase that they need to prove to us what they can do in the bigger stages. So I will, if Kessie goes, we need a player like that already has, because otherwise it would be like a step back. We'd be taking a step back. The same way with Donnarumma. We got rid of Donnarumma, who is was arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the world. But who did we bring in? We brought in Mike Maignan. Mike Maignan was not a youngster. Mike Maignan was a guy that was 26. He already had the best stats in France. So you have to replace quality with quality. You can't replace quality with upcoming potential stars. Maybe today we will get renewals, not signings. Who knows? Bennacer down there, renewals. Maybe that's the big news. Wait, the Algerian match already over? Bennacer is coming home? Yes, guys. It looks like Bennacer is going to be heading home early. Let's go, as a matter of fact, to this article right here. Ivory Coast. It was a do or die game for Algeria against the Ivory Coast this afternoon at the Africa Cup of Nations, and Frankie's side triumphed 3-1, sending Ismail Bennacer team home early. Kessie scored the opening goal for the Ivory Coast and was named man of the match. Kessie, guys. Bravo Kessie. Wild Milan news write that Bennacer will soon return to Italy to be available to Stefano Pioli, perhaps even for the match on Sunday evening at San Siro between Milan and Juventus, because there is no quarantine period to observe. Vai ragazzi! All right, I feel sorry for the guy. Hey man, listen, I get it. It's your country. You love your country. You fight for your country, and it's heartbreaking for the guy. I get that right now he is heartbroken because I've been heartbroken many times. You know, I felt that pain many times, so I know what he's going through. So I don't want to indulge in joy out of respect for him, but it is good news, I suppose, that we do have Bennacer back. Okay, so there you go, guys. So Bennacer might already be available for Juventus. Let's get Modric, please. Yes, I don't mind getting Modric. Didn't Modric renew recently with Real Madrid? Okay. Let's not watch that goal. All right, guys, let's move on to some other transfer market news items that I saw that we can opinionate on. Well, guys, check this out. Aubameyang, we know Aubameyang. He grew up in our own backyard, Aubameyang. And another one of those players that we just let go for absolutely no reason. Anyway, Sky, Milan, Juventus, and MSG, Aubameyang as Arsenal future hangs by a thread. So we'll read into that. But let's go into the Botman stuff first and see what's going on there. Yesterday, Di Marzio coming in aggressive with Botman. Reports Milan persistent with attempts to land Botman. Player proves the move. Look at this. Bold statement here by the journalists. AC Milan have not given up on trying to sign Sven Botman from Lille and are expected to make a new attempt, according to reports. Two journalists are reporting this evening that the RossonARI are still betting heavily on landing Botman. The first of whom is Nicola Schira, who claims that Milan have never interrupted talks with the agents of Botman, who has been the first choice target for a month and a half. Okay, well, it depends which journalist you ask, because some other journalists are saying Bremen. Some of our journalists are convinced Bremen. So, guys, this is the world we live in when it comes to journalism. There is some journalists in Italy that are convinced Bremen is the prime target, and that they're going to make Bremen happen, but it's actually going to happen. And some journalists think that this Botman thing is dead, like it's not going to happen. But then you have other journalists that are saying, "Yo, no, this is still going on. This is still going on." So you have like a different array of narratives that are going on at the same time. All these journalists saying different things. It is a strange world we live in. The Dutchman was not tempered by Newcastle's attempt to sign him, but he has given priority to the Rossoneri. Lille, for their part, are continuing to put up a wall as they want to keep a 21-year-old, but next week Milan will try again. I mean, let's see. Is that Laird?
Yes.
What's up? How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Is the sound well? Yeah. Okay.
How you doing, man?
All good, man. All good. Yeah.
Nice.
Busy day. What's going on in the universe, Milan universe?
We're just reading Botman news that has come out lately, and I was just saying that there are all these different journalists that are saying completely different things when it comes to Botman. But here, I'm going to finish this article. Meanwhile, Luca Marchetti has told Team W that the Rossoneri will not give up on Botman and have not lost hope despite the words of Lille president Oliver Letain. The two clubs have excellent relations and are negotiating to see if it is possible to find a solution. If there's no agreement found, Milan will move late in the window for a loan solution like Eri Bailey, Abdou Diallo, or Jaffe Tanganga. So what's interesting is that there's like a dichotomy. There's some journalists that are saying that Milan are still going to try and sign Botman in January. And then there are other journalists that are saying that Botman is not the prime target. The prime target is Bremen. And they are going to sign Bremen in Germany, in January. Both of those two schools of journalism or journalists are also saying that if they don't get neither Botman or Bremen, they're going to go for the loan players. What do you think about Botman being back in the Milan cycle?
Really difficult. I found it really hard. Seriously, the way we are trying to buy players is going for a loan with obligation to buy or option to buy. So not gonna happen with the key player. They prefer to keep the key player and tell you come back when you have the money or next summer. So I see it really difficult. Maybe Lille is waiting because they have a lot of games and a lot of players are in the African Cup as well. So they're not selling in the beginning of January. They're gonna sell at the end of January. So there is that tiny small chance that the deal is gonna be made the last 4 days of the market, because every team is waiting until the end
Yeah,
to
they're
use
waiting
their
until
players. Yeah.
Right.
So it can happen that Botman comes and Gabbia leaves in the last 4 days, 3 days of the market.
Yeah, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen the last days. Bennacer needs to quarantine. No, actually, guys, Bennacer does not need to quarantine. There's no quarantine regulations on Bennacer, according to what we read earlier. So Bennacer is going to be available for the next match, I guess.
Yeah, if he's negative to the test, the COVID test.
Exactly. If he's negative, yeah, no
something
quarantine.
that we are really unlucky with. So that's the thing.
I'm still pissed with the game against Spezia. I can't watch any more games. Sorry, Laird. I blame you for all this. You always cause trouble. There
Me?
you go, Laird. There you go, Laird. He's saying it's your fault.
I cause trouble.
It's
How?
your fault, Laird.
Because I tell the truth. I tell the truth. What I'm gonna do?
That's
It's
it.
just I was telling people.
The truth hurts. The truth hurts.
I was telling people, do you remember when we were talking about the Champions League, that the fact that we've been unlucky with referee mistakes, and people are saying, no, that's not being unlucky. It's not blah, blah, blah. It is actually. So you guys need to accept that. First you accept that, unless it's going to happen.
Yes, and actually, we are also going to talk about. We're going to talk about the referee Orsato, because there's a lot of already, people complaining about Orsato. We'll talk about that in a second. Eastbourne is here, and he says they've introduced new rules about the loan deals from 2023. I guess Maldini would be fuming. No more loan plus option to buy. Really?
No, it doesn't.
I don't. That sounds weird, because then it kind of defeats the purpose of the loan, and the loan is.
No, but it's something that you cannot stop, because the loan with option to buy is not like the option to buy is in the contract. Is like is a verbal. Most of the time, is a verbal agreement. So that's the thing. It's you can still get a player on loan, and at the end of the loan say, I want to buy it, how much? So it's not like I don't care.
Yeah, it sounds weird. When is the closing date for the transfer market? The closing date is the 31st.
It should be the 31st. Anyway, like it's gonna be a week day. Let me check for you.
Ollie says, don't see Botman coming. Gabbia might leave if we find a replacement, though.
I have a question with the chat and with you, Roy. Do you think we are 100% sure we're going to find a replacement?
For who?
That is better than Gabbia?
Oh. Well, if Botman, I think he is better than Gabbia.
Botman is not a replacement.
So
I'm not considering Bremer and Botman a replacement.
So what do you consider them?
These are first choices. These are market. We are targeting these people. We want them for years. I think Botman.
Right. Okay.
So these are people that are gonna play with Tomori. They're gonna cover. They're gonna play instead of Romagnoli, because he's leaving. And probably they're gonna play instead of Kier as well, because Kier is getting older, so it's gonna be our second choice Kier. So these are
That's what I kind of meant.
So the replacement that people are asking is gonna come, stay 6 months, and cover some injuries, red cards, and stuff like that. Yellow cards during the game.
You're right. No, I agree. Like, I think Gabbia, if we're going to keep Gabbia to be the third or the fourth, I think, yeah, we don't need to get a replacement. I think I'm very confident in him. I think he's going to be able to become the player that he's working, that he thinks he's going to be, that Milan think he's going to be. If Botman comes, then it makes sense. Put Gabbia in a situation where he can go and develop somewhere else, then bring him back, because Kjaer is getting older, so we're going to need players, and we see how players are always rotating, always changing. So, but these players, that Tanganga, not really, because we're the same level more or less as Gabbia. We're all under 21s, and
and even if they are better than Gabbia, let's say slightly better, still there is that period of adaptation, understanding the language, understanding the formation and what we do with the ball and without the ball. So it's not so sure that you get a guy and he's going to perform better than Gabbia. Maybe he's better than Gabbia, but he's not going to perform better than Gabbia, because Gabbia's been training with the team. He knows everything about the team, so that's why he can perform better. I'm not sure about people being obsessed that we need to buy a guy. We need to buy the right guy. I'm okay with buying the right guy. Botman, Bremer, but I'm not okay buying a random guy from PSG or somebody that is not playing at all.
Yeah. No, look, yes, but like that Diallo guy, I mean, he's interesting, Diallo, because Diallo is a player that can run at you with the ball. He can dribble you. He has a really good cross, and he's a player that can play that center back position and full back position. And then so you're getting kind of like that's where you get a player and they both play two positions really well, two different positions really well. Diallo is very interesting, actually, to me. Diallo is very interesting, and the Bailey guy, I just don't know him. I just don't know him. I haven't checked his stats, his highlights yet. Botman just looks like a tank. So if we get Botman, it's like nobody's going to score on us, because he's just a tank. Botman and Tomori, that duo, I mean, I don't know. That's a freaking tough duo.
Best duo in Europe, probably, if it happened.
Botman, Tomori?
Yeah, Calabria, Tomori, Botman, Hernandez.
I mean, you would say the best. I don't know Botman that much to be that confident to say the best. I just don't know Botman. That's why I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, it can be the best back four in Europe.
Right. I think Mohammed says, "I'm only messing with you, Lart. You're my favorite after Roy." So he still loves you, Lart. Don't worry about it.
Still messing with me. My favorite after Roy. So
leave Gabbia alone.
What do you mean? No one is touching him. No one is bothering him.
Right. So listen, I was. Do you remember Pellegatti in that thing about the number 10, Ibrahimovic number 10?
Yeah, what happened?
Man, the reaction of, I don't know if you've seen the reaction of these other Milanisti YouTubers.
Dude, no, I haven't seen.
It's funny, dude. They're destroying Pellegatti. They're just calling him a moron for bringing that. I beg to differ, Lart. No hate on Gabbia, but he has been bang average for us so far. Maybe decent. I'm not comfortable whenever I see him start. To me, is the Bakayoko of the defense. Wow.
No, it's not so bad. Come on, and Bakayoko is not so bad anyway. It's you cannot go to a game like Juventus or Inter with Gabbia. I agree with you, but at the end, I repeat myself again. 92 minutes, we won against Spezia with Gabbia and Kalulu. We won against Genoa with Gabby and Kalulu. We won against Venezia, Gabby and Kalulu. Against Roma, Gabby and Kalulu. So, guys, I don't know what football you are seeing, but I see a guy that you can play against the 10 teams on the right side of the table of Serie A without any problem. He's a good replacement. He can play the last 15 minutes of a game when somebody gets a yellow or injury. It's not so bad. On the other side, you can buy a guy that he can show up to Milanello and looks like Ballo Touré of the center backs. And what do you do with that after?
Yeah, that would be pretty bad if that were to happen. If like you bring, because Gabbia is a pretty high level. If you bring anybody that is below Gabbia, and he ends up being below Gabbia, that'd be quite bad. This comment here isn't the new regulations to prevent clubs like Chelsea from keeping 100 players on their books whilst they're out on loan. Don't think that affects the number of players that teams can loan from others. Interesting. I don't think it will be difficult to replace Gabbia per se. To be fair, I want Gabbia to go on loan. I think he should go on loan.
I on this. See, this is the fact. Me, Roy, and probably Paul, we all agree the fact that we need a better defender than Gabbia. But in the transfer market of January, is not 100% sure you're gonna get one better than Gabbia, because all the defenders we are associated, they are all players that haven't played any minute in this season, or they are always injury prone, or they are not in the plan anymore of the team, so they're trying to offload him, or they're youngsters like Gabbia, so they have good and bad things. So at the end, I'm like, are we gonna end up in the same situation? I would love to get a Kier type of deal, an experienced defender around 30, 31 years old or 32 that is not happy to stay in the club at the moment, is not finding, is not agreeing with the, with the, how you call it, the manager and stuff like that. I would love to find a deal like this. You pay him 1, 2, 3 million and you get an experienced defender that, but it seems like there is not good defenders recently available.
Yeah. And let's see what happens those last days of the market. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Florence says, I think if they don't get us started, it's only going to be loan until the summer. I think so too. I think a lot of us feel that way. It makes no sense to bring someone who is the same level as Gabbia. Right. Those are players both clubs need this winter. How do you feel about Tanganga swap deal for Kessie and spend money on a better CM? Well, I have to see what Tanganga.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I'm pretty sure Maldini is not going to do that. Maldini is going to be like, I want money for Kessie and give me Tanganga on loan, and probably I'll buy him in the summer if I like him.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I mean, me personally, just because I don't know what Tanganga, what his football looks like. I haven't seen
there is some question marks on Tanganga. I think physical ability is incredible.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he's good. He's a Tomori level, he's powerful, he has pace. Okay. But you have to see tactically and how he's gonna,
And technically, how is he technically?
Yeah, technically, and how he's gonna fit in the system, and understand the culture. Italian football is different from the Premier League, so there's a lot to learn. That's why Maldini is never gonna pay for a player like Tanganga, which is good, but you don't know if he's gonna perform in Serie A.
Okay.
Without testing him, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it'd be a risk. Kessie is such an asset that if you were to make a swap deal, it would have to be for something that brings you that return in quality. Money. Or a return in quality that is indiscutible, however you say it.
Yeah.
So like a big midfielder. But no, I would say no. If we could swap Kessie, especially because he leaves in the summer for free, Maldini might do it. I would swap Kessie for Verratti, PSG. Bring Verratti in, and they give us Verratti, and you can have Kessie. I'll do that.
Yeah, man, that would be amazing. It's not gonna happen.
No. When Tottenham fans want Tanganga to be sold, that's the type of player. What's up, Joel? What's up? All right, guys. Speaking about midfielders, let's go into this report here about Jorge Mendes and his two clients. AC Milan remain confident that Rafael Leao will extend his deal with the club, despite the fact that his agent has raised the demands. Wow. There you go, Laird. There you go. According to what is being reported by journalist Rudy Galletti, in recent weeks, Jorge Mendes has adjusted the request upwards in talks over Leao's renewal, making a counter-proposal to the offer that the Milan management put on the table. There you go. It's starting. There are ongoing evaluations between Paolo Maldini and Ike Massar, but confidence remains that in the end, the Portuguese winger will put pen to paper and extend his contractual deadline beyond the current of 2024, June 2024. This is not the only news Galletti brings. As he claims, there have also been talks between Milan and Mendes over another one of his clients, namely Renato Sanches of Lille, who continues to be strongly linked as a potential reformance for a midfield department that is currently set to lose Frank Kessie. What are your opinions regarding Renato Sanches coming to Milan? Do you think this operation is going to happen? What is your opinion on this? And you kind of hinted already at it that the renewal with what's it called, with Leao is going to be more difficult, and we're starting to see it. So, any opinions on this?
Yeah, I think that Renato Sanches is not a real rumor. Is they just assume because it's Lille, because it's Jorge Mendes. I don't think. I think Jorge Mendes offered the player to us, and we just declined. Probably we just say, you know what, thank you, thanks a lot, but it's not gonna happen. We have other plans. We have other players to push in that position for the future. So we're probably gonna bet on Bennacer, Tonali, of course, and they are covered for the next season as well with Bakayoko another year. And there is these players, Pobega, Adli coming as well. So I don't think we're going to spend money on that position. I strongly believe we're not going to spend any money on the midfield
Really?
area.
Wow. No, I kind of, I hope that they get Renato Sanches because I think he's an amazing player. Renato Sanches was asked about it. He didn't say no. I think the links maybe they could be misleading or somewhat, but I think there is an interest. My feeling is that there is an interest to get this player, and we will see, I guess, in the summer. Now, Milan does have a lot of midfielders, right? Because as you're saying all those names, it is a lot of midfielders. We're going to have Bakayoko, who still has to do a 2-year loan deal. Tonali, who is in there. Bennacer, we're renewing his contract. Then we're going to have Ali and Pobega, right? And then Krunic, right? Those are already 6 midfielders. If Renato Sanches does come to Milan, one of those has to go. So
one or two, maybe.
So there is that to consider. There is definitely that to consider. And the question is, would you sacrifice? And you know which one it is, right? Who do you think is going to be the one that's going to go?
I think the one that you can actually let it go is going to be. There is the risk that you're going to sell Pobega.
Right, exactly. Of course.
Because it's the only one that has a market. It's not because they want to sell him, but it's the only one that has
right
appeal in the market. So Atalanta, Torino, all these teams, they want him, and they're gonna will to offer like 25 million maybe, or 20 million. They're gonna try that. And what are you gonna do? You want Renato Sanches, so you have to sell Pobega and still keep garbage players like I say garbage, just to people to understand. Bakayoko and Krunic because they don't have a market. No one wants them.
Well,
And
yeah, Bakayoko is not going to go to a team that fights for, like Sassuolo or whatever. I mean, I guess he could end up in a team like Roma, like Lazio, but anything above that, like, I don't think Bakayoko can go to Inter or Juve. Actually, I don't know.
no,
I don't know. I don't know.
no,
But
no. The
but
problem
it
with
is
Bakayoko,
true. It is true what you said. Pobega is the one that has the market.
yeah, the problem with Bakayoko is that he's on loan for another year. So we already signed that loan, that deal. So the problem is you cannot break that loan. So Chelsea is going to be like, if you break the loan, you have to pay me 5 million, for example, or whatever money
Right.
is the break to break that loan. So
So
it's
yeah, go ahead. My
I
bad.
see it.
Finish.
I don't see no, I don't see it. This Renato Sancho thing possible unless he comes as the number 10.
Aha.
If
And
Pioli thinks he's a number 10, so,
Pioli does like his number tens to be, have that midfield, you know. Yes, unless he comes as a number 10 and can also play in the double pivot if you need. If it
yeah,
could be, if for an emergency or whatever, you have a lot of options actually. But now, would I substitute him for Pobega? No, I want to see what Pobega is made out of. I want to see what this player can do. I want to see him at Milan. I want to give him 1 year. I want to see what he can do. I would not sacrifice him for Sanchez, but if he does come as a midfielder, a player that can also play the midfield and the double pivot, yeah, it'd be a great operation. I'm totally all for this operation. Technically, Kessie right now can already leave for free. We can't gain anything from him apart from trade. If Kessie himself wants it, he's already free to sign a pre-agreement with any club. I agree with that. Midfield is the least area we need improvement on. Krunic, the goat of the midfield. Krunic. I'm pretty sure we're getting one player from Torino this January or in the summer if we're sending Pellegrini on loan to Torino. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Belotti, maybe Bremer. It's one of those two. All right, let's move on. I saw an interesting link earlier. Aubameyang. Aubameyang has been linked to AC Milan.
yeah.
What
Sky
was
Sport UK.
what was your opinion of Aubameyang when he left Milan and then he became this kind of superstar at Borussia Dortmund and then he kind of I don't know what happened with him at Arsenal, but in Dortmund he was killing it. Yeah, what was your feeling about all of that?
I think it's just Sky Sport UK saying a lot of BS.
No, I'm saying what was your feeling when Aubameyang left Milan, when Galliani sold Aubameyang?
Oh, no feeling at all. Seriously, he was a kid, so Serie A was a high level at that time, and it was not built in a way that people from the Primavera comes and play for the first team, unless you are like Messi or whatever. So it was the right move for him, for Milan, for everyone. He was not ready to play for Milan. Germany, it was a easier league at that time for him to develop and to become the player he is. And we had good options at that time as well when we.
Yeah. I wished that they would have kept him, send him out on loan, develop him, because this guy ended up being an incredible striker. I don't know what happened, but anyway. So okay, off the bat, you're saying this is 100% bullshit. Huh? Let's see.
Yeah.
It has certainly not been the easiest of times for Aubameyang. He's been effectively frozen out of the Arsenal squad for the time being. He needed to have both an MRI scan and ECG to see if he has any heart problems. What?
Exactly.
Why
He
would
has
he
a
be
10
linked?
he has a 10 million or more, 15 million pound gross salary and an art problem. And you think Milan is gonna sign him? I mean, Sky Sport UK is bullshit big time.
So Darmesh Seth of Sky adds that several European clubs are interested in signing Aubameyang, including Milan, where he spent time in the youth academy, Juventus, PSG, Marseille, and Sevilla, with a loan bid from Al Nassr still on the table. Okay. All right. I don't know. Well, so did you see this today? Was this in the news today?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it today, and he's always in the news here in UK. Where Aubameyang is gonna go next season? Is he gonna move in January? Always the same question. The thing about Aubameyang, I hope he doesn't have any issue with his heart and he's healthy to play football. But anyway, no team is gonna risk that. You know what I mean? Even with a loan, at the end, what do? You pay salary and you realize it's not good enough.
Right.
And his salary is so high, man. It's so high. It's crazy high.
He's going to Barcelona, Jamal says.
Nah.
I mean, Milan have some careers in the past, so you never know. Biabani, Sissoko, Cassano, etc. Yeah, I thought he was really good at Dortmund. I don't know what happened with him in what you call it, in Arsenal.
Yeah, he's like having problem with the manager.
But it's been a long time.
Problem.
It's been a long time.
A year now.
Yeah. All right, guys. Orsato. Let's go to Orsato. And what the deal is with this guy Orsato? You know? Everybody hates Orsato. AC Milan's anger after Marco Serra's refereeing performance on Monday night may have only just subsided, but the news that Daniele Orsato will be in charge for Sunday's game against Juventus is not exactly welcome. Calciomercato.com confirms that Orsato will be in charge of what is a big game for both clubs, and there's a curious statistic regarding him. All right. Milan have never won a big match refereed by Orsato. What? A game against traditional rivals for the top four with 6 defeats and 5 draws. Well, guys, this is not good. In Milan's game against Juve, in which Orsato was referee, the slate reads 3 draws and 1 defeat. Against Inter, 1 draw and 1 defeat. Against Roma, 1 draw and 1 defeat. So against Juve, it's what? 3 draws and 1 defeat. Okay, so it's time to change this trend. Time to change the trend.
I don't believe in these things. Is because you know what? Depend what those 3 defeats came. If they came in the period that Juventus was winning all the Scudettos and we were a joke of a team, I don't put the referee in that. I don't care. You know what I mean? If the referee does big mistakes against us in the last 2 years, where we actually are a decent team, and referee mistake can actually influence the entire game, I understand that. But if these defeats comes from the last 10 years, I don't care. This is it's not a relevant statistic.
Well, it's probably a mix. The 3-0 defeat versus Lazio of Olimpico last season was certainly the most worrying precedent, as an evident foul by Lucas Leiva on Çalhanoğlu before Correa scored to make it 2-0 caused a lot of anger. He was called over by the VAR chief Mazzoleni, but decided to confirm the decision on the field. It is true that a lot of those games could have been in periods which Milan had injuries or 5 years ago and whatever. Orsato always seems to be a guy that, I don't know, something about his face, actually. There's something about him, man. The guy is a mafioso, you know what I'm saying? But you're not worried about him, huh?
I don't know, man. It's just I'm worried more about other things, to be fair. I'm worried about the fact that Theo has a yellow, and he probably is gonna play. And even a normal referee is gonna. The situation can happen, and you get a yellow.
Right.
A yellow card is really, how can I say it? Can be anything. A yellow card can be a foul in 20 minutes, and he's out. So I don't think the referee is my first concern at this moment.
Yes, According to reports, Theo's going to play. I think Florenzi is going to play over Calabria, and then it's Romagnoli and Kalulu. So that's the last that I read.
Romagnoli is concerning me because he hasn't played any minutes since the break.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of weeks without football.
Right. And we've seen that coming back from COVID for most players is always a problem. For most players, is always a problem. So there's definitely something there to be concerned about. The midfields, I'm pretty good. I mean, whether it's Tonali, Bakayoko, we probably will have Bennacer if he's negative. Bennacer should be good to go. He's pretty fit, I would say. He's been quite active. So Bennacer has no problem. But anyway, you got Tonali, Bakayoko, Krunic, Bennacer. Maybe Bennacer. I'm okay with that. Then offensively, we're good. You know, we got Diaz, we got Messias, we got Leao, we got Rebic, we got Giroud, we got Ibra. Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Salamakers. Yeah, we're good. We're good. But yeah, there are some definite concerns.
Yeah. It's let's see. And San Siro that is empty. That is another concern for me. That is, I hate that to say it, but having San Siro with 60,000 people is different than having it with 5,000 people. It gives you, when you score a goal, it builds that momentum and you keep going, you know, you're more focused and more the adrenaline, everything. Like this with an empty stadium is like a friendly. So
I saw that today all COVID restrictions in England have been taken out. So now England is the first country to go back to normal.
I think Israel probably was one of the first. If I'm not wrong.
If I'm not mistaken, Israel right now is back where. I mean, Israel in England there was no super mandates for vaccinations, right? There was a lot of people that didn't get vaccine, pretty much.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't get vaccinated, but in this year and a half, I would say, they kind of convinced everyone to get one, or at least two. So basically, 95% of the population is vaccinated in England, something like that.
Really, 95?
Yeah, something. Wow. I mean, don't quote me on this. Don't make it. But what I heard is a really high percentage. Plus, they said that a lot of people already got COVID twice. So herd immunity is building up. So that's it. They don't care anymore.
Yeah, so let's see. Maybe that's going to start a trend. I don't know how we're going to look at this in Italy. In Italy, they're quite very strict with their COVID regulations. And now, even in the football, if you're going to have a team of 25, 9 players get COVID, then you're not going to be allowed to play the game. So they're putting a lot of rules and regulations. Hopefully, the trend in England can continue and overlap in other countries, etc., etc.
England is being having full stadiums since the Euros.
Yeah,
they don't give a shit, and that rightly so. You know what? Rightly so.
Yeah. So the idea. Well, let's see what happens. Milan Juventus with an empty stadium. Man, dude, and Juve had their full stadium. Well, their full stadium. Their
they had like 20,000.
Right. People. Yeah, his face. There's something about that Orsato. You can just tell right away. Finally, Juventus are trying to stop Rebic by playing Orsato. That's smart defending by Agnelli. Against Juve, play Leao as a false 9 and Rebic at left wing. He always delivers against Juve. Spezia beat us there, so what's the point? San Siro without the curva is not the same. Guys, how is us and Inter both playing at San Siro this week? I don't know. They should. I don't. You know. I mean, there's the technology today to get a stadium and in the space of a day turn it into from a soccer arena into an ice hockey arena. Right. So what I hope, you know what they should do when they do the next stadium? They should have a field for Milan and a field for Inter. and just when Milan plays, they have their own field, right? And when Inter plays, they have their own field, and they can layer it on top of each other and do all this crazy shit that these people are capable of doing with engineering today.
I don't know, man. It's just how can I say it? San Siro is finished, man. It's finished.
It's done. The San Siro is a museum now. It's a museum. It's
Good for Inter. Good for Inter. They are going to play against Liverpool at home, and Liverpool is gonna look at that pitch and it's gonna say, all that flowing, quick football is not gonna happen tonight.
Yeah. True.
That pacey, one-touch passing, that's not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna
Yeah.
happen. You're gonna see Liverpool being like half of the potential they have.
Amazing. Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
All right, so let's see what they say about the lineups. Sky reports of the good news for Stefano Pioli is that Alessio Romagnoli will be back into the starting lineup with Italian return after his absence. He trained yesterday at Milanello with Tomori and Chiara injured. He will definitely start against Juventus and likely to partner with Pierre Kalulu over Matteo Gabbe. By the way, Tomori was already at Milanello. We saw he's already preparing his comeback. Theo Hernandez will be the left back, while Alessandro will be the right back. Sandro Tonali returns, and Ismail Bennacer could actually end up on the bench if Algeria gets eliminated, which they did. Algeria got eliminated today. The biggest doubt for the moment concerns the attack and whether Rade Krunic or Brahim Diaz will be the center back. Behind Zlatan Ibrahimovic. The choice regarding wingers is not mentioned in the article. Krunic or Diaz, Laird? Come on. What is it?
Diaz.
Really? Man, there's a lot of people that will disagree with you, huh?
Yeah, but the funny thing is, they're the same people that wanted Krunic gone. They will pay for Krunic to leave a few months ago. So they need to question their football knowledge, because a few months ago they didn't want Krunic not even to play 5 minutes. Now they want Krunic as a number 10. So I would say to these people, get a mirror, look at yourself, and tell yourself your football knowledge is not good enough. Because 2 months ago you're saying something, 2 months after you're saying something else. I'm sorry, man. That is a reality. That is a reality.
These are jabs. You're putting out jabs in the ether.
Because when I was telling them Krunic is not bad, he's a good reserve, he's a good squad guy, you keep him, you play him, people are saying, no, I want him gone, he's shit. Now, the same people, they want him as a number 10. So think about your football knowledge now. If you change your mind like this, something is wrong with your football knowledge.
What if Pioli puts in Krunic for alert? What are you
Pioli put Krunic in that position in other situation as well. I'm not saying that Pioli is going to put Krunic for balance reason, that he wants to be more covered or he wants a different type of game. So that's another thing.
Okay, so look, I think this Krunic Diaz thing, I don't think it's real. I don't think it's real. I think a lot of journalists have been complaining about Brahim Diaz lately, and then you had this Pellegatti thing that came about him putting Ibrahimovic as. Imagine if you are Pioli and you see this news that Pellegatti says to put Ibrahimovic number 10, right? Like Pioli probably thinks, dude, shut up. This bro, do your job. Don't be the fucking coach, But the question is he going to use Bakayoko and Krunic? So is he going to use that method where he's going to use Krunic to go up and help Brahim Diaz, or is he going to play with two deep playmakers with Tonali and Bakayoko? So I think that is the real question. And this is, I guess, it comes down to opinion. To what do you think? What do you think would be the better move against Juve?
I think he wants a guy like Bakayoko against Juventus, because if he's playing Theo Hernandez, Bakayoko is going to play against Juventus. That's my opinion. And knowing Pioli, he can actually play Krunic if he decides to play Messias on the right and not Salamakers. So he wants to get covered. So we're going back to the balance,
Good
saying
point.
that
Good point. Yeah.
you're never gonna see Diaz, Messias, and Leao and Rebic in the same game because it's too forward. You're going too forward, or Ibrahimovic, So probably he wants to balance. He wants maybe Messias on the right and Leao on the left, and he puts Krunic in the middle
Yeah.
and keeps Salamakers and Diaz in the bench.
He can definitely
do that.
Yep.
Yeah, and there is another thing. If because Bennacer now is coming back, now he has Bennacer in the bench. If he has Bennacer in the bench, COVID, and so if he has Bennacer in the bench, now he has a guy that can come in and play in the midfield. So he can risk the Krunic as a number 10. But if he doesn't have Bennacer in the bench, he's gonna keep one between Bakayoko and Krunic in the bench to come in and play as a double pivot if there is a yellow card or there is an injury, and Diaz is gonna start. So that's my opinion. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't know why they are so sure about the fact that Ibrahimovic and Giroud, one of them, are starting. I feel like this is the game that Rebic is going to start as a striker.
Really? Wow. Rebic over Ibra?
Yeah, he can start. Why not?
I mean, he could, but do you think that's going to happen? Like, honestly, like if you just look at Pioli's tendencies, Ibra, when Ibra is fit, he always plays Ibra. Whether that's the wrong or right decision.
Yeah, this is true. This is his choices.
Do you think he would put Ibra on the bench against Juve for Rebic? Do you think he has that kind of courage?
Maybe the reason he doesn't want to put Rebic from the beginning is because maybe in the second half he wants an option on the left. If Leao gets tired and you want a guy that dribbles and is dangerous on that left side, probably can do that.
Yeah.
So let's see. Thank God Pioli has a lot of options.
Right. Offensively has a lot of options.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Leao, Krunic, Messias, totally, dude. That can totally work. Nothing will change from how Pioli envisions his attacking.
Yeah. Because he has Krunic that covers a bit more
right.
Helps the midfield. When he plays Salamakers, it's Salamakers that helps the midfield.
Yeah.
And Diaz.
Diaz just needs consistent play. Sempre Milan are going hard on Diaz. Honestly, considering all the problems around the club at the moment, blaming Diaz right now is just baffling to me. What's that?
No, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you guys prefer Salamakers or Messias versus Juve? I guess it depends. If you look at in the eyes that Pioli has shown us that he looks at it, I guess it depends who's in that middle. I don't know. It's a hard one. They're both. Yeah, I guess it depends on who you put in the attacking midfield position. If Diaz is in the attacking midfield position, I guess Salamakers makes sense. But Messias also does a lot of covering. Well,
yeah.
And if Krunic is in the middle, Messias can, for sure, Messias. You would have to put Messias. If Krunic is in the middle, you would have to put Messias. Otherwise, the team is just not going to create anything. Like you need. I guess it depends on the attacking midfielder.
Let's see. Pioli can surprise us and put. There is always that small chance that he can put Leao, Diaz, and Messias. You never know that.
I would like to see that happen. I would like to see that happen. And if that would work, man, that'd be nice. But yeah. And the fact that he's never played Rebic on the right, and I've heard that Rebic in Croatia did play it on the right. What is your opinion on that?
Rebic on the right. No, I think it's too. There's not chemistry. That's what I'm saying. It plays it doesn't play often on the right, so. I don't know if there is a chemistry with Florenzi, but I see a chemistry with the Messias and Florenzi, Salamakers and Florenzi.
Yeah.
So I guess like I'm not with the school of thoughts like Nathan is that we need to be dangerous in every part of the pitch. We need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be
Never
good
mind.
in every part of the pitch.
Yeah.
And actually, Pioli said in an interview, on the left side we can be dangerous on a 1v1. On the right side we have to be dangerous with the passing system. So
Mm,
create some passing combination to get players for free players
nice.
to shoot.
I love
And
that.
that's true. That's how a team is built. You have the guy that is good at dribbling in one side, and the other side you have more passing and other type of combination. I don't mind
Yeah,
that.
that's amazing. I love that.
If you have two, exactly, if you have two 1v1s, you become predictable because the 1v1 is just one type of situation,
Right, right.
but you have different ones, different part of the pitch.
Brahim and Rebic destroyed Juventus last season. Hopefully they repeat the same. Hopefully. Safe. He's trying to creating chances in what the club is struggling with right now. If you expect a 20-year-old to score and assist regularly and carry the team, then you should just lower your expectations. Damn. Alexis should start just because he seems like he's gaining some confidence at the moment. Yeah, both players are looking good. Both players are looking good. Well, listen, Laird. So today we started the stream off talking about Sanches. We talked about Botman. We talked about the potentials of these two players. Both Lille players, by the way. Imagine Lille is not going to sell both their players. Anyway, then Tanganga, we spoke about Tanganga. We spoke about the team. We spoke about Orsato. I think we covered everything when it comes to AC Milan. So
Yeah.
let's look at maybe some Serie A news that could be interesting. I think Roma right now is playing Lecce in the Coppa Italia. Did you know that Roma is the team in Italy that has created the most chances?
Roma in Italy.
Isn't that crazy?
Okay. Ma, these stats. Who is fucking collecting these stats?
All right, let's see if there's any interesting headlines that we can look at. Raiola is in hospital, and it seems like he's quite sick. Something is going on with Raiola. They're saying that he has a lung infection, lung disease, or something like that, and it is pretty serious. Raiola condition deteriorates in hospital. Milan optimistic about signing Lille star. Okay. Tottenham line up swoop for one of the best midfielders in Italy. Conte, a long time admirer. So Kessie. What do you think about reports of Kessie going to Tottenham? Because these have been quite aggressive today, actually.
I think AC will suit perfectly the Conte system.
Yeah. Better than
Mid,
PSG?
yeah, better than PSG.
Yeah.
He will play like where Çalhanoğlu is playing at Inter, so mid left or mid right, and he can do that box to box that he likes a lot. So he can defend, get the ball, attack, go to the inside the box and score goals. They can do that. I don't know if he can handle the intensity of the Premier League. I saw him struggling a lot against Liverpool with that type of intensity.
Yeah. True. He honestly he didn't know. Okay, listen. I've always been very impressed with Kessie, and I'm not saying this because he's leaving, but in Champions League, he didn't look like he had that pristine technique. He did show it a little bit in the Europa League last year. Those pristine passes and finding these impossible channels, and he was struggling a little bit, but of course, maybe the more he plays, the better he gets there in that environment. But his Champions League performance this year was quite poor, and that is a fact. His Champions League performance this year, including that red card, was quite poor. I would say I would give it an F, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he had a good game. The second game against Atletico, that was a good game, a Kessie game. But the other games, he was always out of position. Tactically, was like not knowing what's going on in the pitch. or during the game. He was not reading the game properly, slowing down the tempo, raising the tempo. He was like completely not understanding what's going on around him.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Because he has never been a technical player, but you still have to be able to. I mean, look at Gattuso. Gattuso was not a technical player, but he played in the Champions League. Like, of course, he made the easy passes, but there was something. There's some. I don't know how to identify it. It's almost like a
There was
magical
a,
power.
I'll tell you what, there was no difference of the Gattuso in Serie A and the Gattuso in Champions League. The performance was the same level. Whatever he was doing in the pitch, they was doing at the same level that he was doing in Serie A. So I think it's more a personality issue with Kessie. He suffered that Champions League stage. He was a bit
Mm,
more, I would say, scared of the big stage. I saw him quite lost at Anfield.
yeah, yeah,
Even Bennacer was talking to him to keep the position. He was
right,
kind
right.
of a lost.
Anfield, he looked like he was. First of all, while everybody was playing at 1,000 miles per hour, he was like playing at 10 miles per hour. On TV, you were there. On TV, everything he was doing looked very slow. He was always late. He was reading the game very slowly, but the game was going much faster than how he was reading it. Did you give us that impression as well?
Yeah, I got that impression about Kessie because a lot of people were saying Bennacer was doing worse than Kessie because Bennacer was trying some difficult passes and he was missing those passes. He was doing wrong. So people usually somebody that hasn't played football, they see players just when they have the ball. They see the game just when you have the ball. They don't realize what's going on when you don't have the ball. But for me, Kessie was completely out of position the entire game. He was out of position, always running without a meaning, without a plan in his mind,
Mm,
without understanding what's going on around him. On the other side, Bennacer understood what's going on around him. He was staying in front of the defense, trying to cover the two sides, and he was actually telling Kessie, "Man, you need to cover Theo Hernandez because there are going two of them on his side. Is Trent and Salah, and
yeah.
you have to help him." And he was not doing that. So Kessie sometimes is not understanding tactically what's going on in the pitch. He
Yeah,
gets a bit lost sometimes.
he's definitely suffered the big stage in that game.
Yeah.
It was evident. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so Kessie scores as Ivory Coast send Algeria home. He did have a good day today. A good day in football today. Algeria, the favorites, all of a sudden, from heroes to zeros. Um, Something that a feeling that I've had with Italy and whatever. So it's all good. Ramsey edging closer to the Premier League return, and guys, Juventus is bringing back Rovella. Guys, watch out for Rovella. Rovella can be who knows how far this player will go, but Rovella should be going back to Juve in January. And I saw this player play for Genoa. This player here is very interesting. So it looks like Arthur is leaving, and Rovella is coming in to take that spot. So Juventus cleaning the house a little bit. Um, and then, okay, so someone else had a very interesting piece of news here. Bezos looking to buy Napoli in 2026 and turn the stadium into the Amazon Maradona Stadium. What do you think about that, line?
Oh, I hope that happened. I hope it happened. Yeah.
Paul, this is going to be just like another time where you're going to be eating your words. So you will see. Yeah. So Amazon, uh, Bezos. Is Bezos Italian? That's more like Greek,
No,
right? Bezos is Greek.
Jeff Bezos is first of all he's American. I don't know. He's a grand.
Right. No, yeah, that's what I meant. His lineage. Bezos, I think, is Greek, right? Or am I wrong? Bezos, Lukopoulos.
Uh, can
Right.
be.
I don't know. Yeah, that'll be really cool. That'll be really cool.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
New stadium, a lot of money for Napoli. That would help to bring a lot of money in the league, and Amazon will start to impose some certain standards to the Serie A,
Yes. Yes. They
and
will
Serie A has to follow those standards.
they will Americanize the Serie A and make everything into branding. Americans love branding, dude. It's all about branding in America. It's all about branding. It's all about
Yeah, they will at least clean up all these old stadiums, old rules, really slow and useless bureaucracy. Make these things simple, you know.
yeah.
And they,
Uh,
you know what I like
mm,
about Americans? They are not dodgy. You know what I mean? They don't do deals like Juventus, Inter, all these companies in Italy do. They like Comiso is like, man, this is the player, give me the money. That's it, because I have to buy a player. So there's no favoritism with anyone. That's the thing.
no, yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great to have him to have Bezos in the Serie A. That'd be quite something. I mean, Amazon is in Italy. Isn't wasn't weren't they playing games Serie A on Amazon?
Yeah, they're playing some Champions League and some Serie A games. That's the weird thing about Amazon, that if they buy Napoli, they lose the right to actually buy the TV rights of Serie A.
Mm.
But a good thing they can do that is actually can help a lot Serie A. They can buy the international TV rights of Serie A, so you can see in the United States Serie A on Amazon.
Mm, mm, mm.
But I don't think Amazon is gonna do. I don't think Jeff Bezos is gonna do. I don't think he really cares about football. That's the thing.
Yeah, and also football is a money pit unless your club can self sustain itself. Imagine guys when Milan is going to be able to achieve this objective and create a sustainable club that pays for itself with the stadium. Not only at that point, guys, you're going to have billionaires and these crazy guys lining up to get the club. Because
Yeah,
they're not going. They can only add money onto the club. They're not. I mean, if they bring the club in red, then they're just I don't know.
that's just stupid.
They're just stupid. Yeah. Marotta says that he's interested in Scamacca, Fratesi, and Dybala. Mamma mia! Oh, Marotta is wants to go crazy. Lart, do you think that Inter is going to do this jump? Do you think they're going to jump and become a European power? Do you see this coming soon, or do you think no? They're going to stall. What is your opinion on this?
No team in Italy without a stadium can become a superpower in Europe. Without the
Mm,
stadium, it's not possible.
right, right. So,
So
so you don't see them becoming a superpower until they get their stadium.
yeah, exactly. So they can challenge, of course. They can have that lucky. You can have that lucky season that you actually win the Champions League. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
you get everything right on those games and you win it. But that doesn't mean you're a superpower. That
right.
doesn't bring you the superpower to actually behave like PSG, Man City, and stuff like that.
Do you think that's what
Uh,
happened with Chelsea?
yeah, totally, totally. Chelsea got right the tactics. They got the momentum. The manager understood what was the strength and the potential of the players he had, and he knew that the Champions League, when he got Chelsea, the Champions League was basically, if I'm not wrong, 5 games or 7 games. Yeah, it was.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was 7 games. It was 7 games. So he played 7 games. So he knew if he got right those 7 games, he could have got a title. So that's what happened to Chelsea. But it's not like a team that can win on a consistent basis.
And it is interesting that Man City and Chelsea played against each other recently. And from what I saw, the reports, what other people have been telling, Man City just dominated Chelsea. Like
Yeah.
Chelsea didn't even touch it. It was just chasing the ball the whole time. But Chelsea is the club that has spent the most money out of all clubs in Europe today. I saw this table of teams that spend the most. Milan has spent more than Bayern, way more than Bayern.
Milan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the last 10 years.
Yeah, it was last 20 years. Last 20 years.
Okay, 20 years.
Yeah.
In my opinion, those are pointless data. You know what I mean? It's Milan can be the team that spent more than Bayern, but Bayern bought the brother of Theo Hernandez for 70 million.
Whew, damn. No, and also we have to acknowledge that Milan's big expenditure came under the Vassone Mirabelli era, which
exactly was a joke of a spending.
Just a joke of spending, yeah.
So no one is gonna tell me, "Oh, you should win because you spend like more than Bayern." That's bullshit. We spend a lot of money without being in Champions League. That is the damnest thing you can do as a club. Spend a lot of money without being in Champions League.
Eastbourne says, "What's up, Nathan? How you doing, man?" Eastbourne says, "Let's just wait for Berlusconi to become a billionaire once again."
Yeah, sure.
The Americans leaving the NBA buying football. Berlusconi is like 100 years old. Okay, so let's go towards the end here, guys. Yep, that's what we have today. Pellegrini possibly going to Torino, Milan buying Pellegrini. We have the lone defenders that might arrive towards the end, but we could have some fireworks the last days of the Mercato. Who knows? Some crazy thing can happen those last days. Some crazy movements. We're playing against Lazio in the Coppa Italia. Bennacer is back for Juve. Sanches, Botman today heavily linked to AC Milan. All good stuff. All right. Those are my last words. What are your last words, Larry?
Ooh, my last words. Oh yeah, my last word is that a lot of people are saying we should buy a player. We should buy a player. I think the solution is not to buy players, but to make the players we already have better. That is the solution.
Hey, I'm all about that. I'm all about that. All about that.
That's the main solution for us. The rest is just, we need to get out of this mentality that Fassone Mirabello brought us, that buy player, No. That's it. Now we have to improve our players. Add one piece at a time and improve the players we already have.
Yeah.
And when I say improve a player, I say renew the contract as well. Make sure they are happy, give them the money they want, be able to renew those contracts.
Yeah, that's the goal. That is the goal, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be. I believe that Maldini is going to achieve this. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. Open live today. Maybe we'll see later. It to be seen. We need to invest more in Primavera. We need a better academy. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us today. Tomorrow we have Milan Daily once again. Let's see what happens tomorrow. No fireworks happen like Pellegrini promised us. Pellegrini promised 20th of January fireworks. So no fireworks. And it is what it is. Well, everybody, I want to say once again, thank you for joining us. Forza Milan as always. Let's see what the rest of the day brings here. I know it's night for a lot of you guys, so have a great evening, great night, great day, good morning. All right, thank you. Forza Milan.
Forza Milan, guys. Ciao.